7 abandoned ghost towns and creepy stories behind them. 1. Body, California. Body, California is a true Wild West ghost town. Body was officially founded in 1876, after miners stumbled upon rich deposits of gold and silver in its hillsides. Thanks to larger-than-life accounts of whiskey-fueled shootouts, the outpost soon earned a reputation as a sea of sin filled with rough men, prostitutes and opium dens. Like most boomtowns, Body eventually went bust. Its 200 ramshackle buildings are kept in state of arrested decay by park rangers. 2. Tiandusheng, China. Built as an enormous luxury housing development, Tiandusheng emulates the famous French City of Lights in everything from the period-correct architecture to the 300-foot-tall miniature Eiffel Tower. It even has a replica fountain from the Luxembourg Gardens. With the capacity for over 10,000 residents, the city has remained mostly abandoned except for the employees of a nearby French-themed amusement park. 3. Haotuwen, Shengshan Island. On Shengshan Island, east of Shanghai, China, only a handful of people still live in a village that was once home to more than 2,000 fishermen. The remote village, on one of more than 400 islands in the Shangsi archipelago, was abandoned in the early 1990s as residents moved away, aiming to leave problems with education and food delivery behind them. The former fishing village of Haotuwen is carpeted with lush, overgrown greenery, a foliage-rich shadow of what it used to be. 4. Sansipod City. Sansipod City is located just outside of New Taipei City, Taiwan. Construction of this UFO-style housing development began in 1978, and was intended to be a vacation resort marketed toward U.S. military personnel. After several fatal car accidents during construction and an equally devastating loss of investment, the project was scrapped. Though the area had become a tourist curiosity and the subject of an MTV film, the pods were demolished in 2010 to make way for a commercial seaside resort. 5. Ashgabat, Turkmenistan. Turkmenistan is a former Soviet Union country with a leader that has been compared to North Korea's Kim Jong-un. President Sapar Murat Niyazov planned to create a golden era of Turkmenistan in 1991 with the building of Ashgabat. He did so by erecting buildings that broke records, like becoming the city with the most marble buildings in the world. Ashgabat also has the world's largest Ferris wheel. Today, the city is largely a ghost town because of the country's isolated culture. 6. Kowloon Walled City. The Kowloon Walled City was a densely populated, ungoverned area in New Kowloon, Hong Kong. Originally a Chinese military fort, it fell under the control of the Triads after the government gave up control. At its high point the city had 33,000 residents within its .010 square mile area, building their living quarters upward instead of outward. British and Chinese governments had the area systematically evacuated due to persistently awful sanitary conditions, slowly turning it into a post-apocalyptic looking shell of a city. 7. Pyramiden, Norway. Pyramiden, Norway was a Russian settlement and coal mining community. Sold from Sweden to the Soviet Union in 1927, the area was closed and abandoned in 1998 and is now only accessible by boat or snowmobile. Tourists are not permitted to enter the buildings, even the ones that stand open, without prior approval. The statue of Vladimir Lenin, another figure whose ideas have also been abandoned, is the visual focal point of the city.